My name is Emily Norman. I'm an audiobook narrator, and I've been doing this for 2.5 years now. What I need to do is I get a book that I'm responsible to record, and then I'm responsible to record it, edit it, master it, and deliver the ready files to be put on Audible. It's broken down into lots of different responsibilities. I would say the primary thing is recording. I outsource all my editing and mastering, so that's good. That used to be like half of it. And editing is just like taking out mouth noises, making sure there's no awkward pauses, all those different things. And then mastering would be making sure the audio levels they're not too loud and too quiet, but you kind of mesh them where it's all kind of the same, not too many variations in the volume. Also getting work. So there's recording work that you've booked and also auditioning for jobs that you want. And also reaching out to authors, reaching out to publishers, staying on their radar. There's networking, that kind of stuff. I have a degree in philosophy and also vocal performance. Vocal performance is opera. People who go into audiobooks have all different kinds of educational backgrounds. I mean, there's people who have worked in the FBI and they retire and then they narrate crime books. I mean, it's really cool. So you can kind of put whatever background you have into what you choose to narrate. But I think that a common denominator is people have to love reading, and also they have to be a skilled actor. For me personally, it's networking. I like to go in my little booth and be by myself for 6 hours. And so making connections with people, staying on their radar, that takes a lot of initiative and takes like a lot of backbone. But that's just my own personal, what's difficult for me. I'm really fortunate that I have a lot of jobs lined up, but I would say most narrators would say the most difficult part of being an audiobook narrator is getting work, because it's really competitive and you have to be pretty creative in actually putting yourself out there, getting people to hire you. Nobody's like, hey, would you like to narrate this book? You're having to reach out and be like, hey, would you like me to narrate this book? So acting is my happy place. I have loved acting forever and a day. Getting to read an audiobook is getting to act the whole time. When I'm reading the book, I'm picturing what's going on. I'm tapping into all the feelings, and I get to do like all these character voices. And so when I'm recording the book, I just get to do acting, which I absolutely love. I feel like I'm already living it. Like I'm already at a place where I'm just so happy and enjoying the career. I'm hopeful that in the next couple of years, I'll just grow my list of contacts in the publisher community. So I'm already on rosters for places like Dreamscape and Audible and all these different publishers. But just it takes a long time to be getting auditions from them and for them to know who you are. So that's kind of my hope. Like the next step is just to kind of be better plugged in the publisher community. One major thing you have to do before you get in the booth and start recording is you have to read the book all the way through with your eyeballs. What I do is if I don't know how to pronounce a word or I don't know what a word means, I'll highlight it and look it up. Honestly, the characters just kind of come intuitively. I make sure to take note of any type of descriptions of a character, like if they're like any attitude or any type of quality, like, oh, they have braces, or, oh, they're 90 years old. I mean, all these different things affect them. I absolutely love books. And so the more you read, the more intuitive it is to kind of know what a book's saying, to know what's underneath, like what the context and what the author's intent is. So yeah, it's pretty intuitive, but you do have to like make rigorous notes as you go along just to make sure, oh, this person has a Scottish accent and it tells you in chapter 84, better give them a Scottish accent all the way through. So, you have to do book prep. But in terms of breaking down the script, I think it's just really tuning in with your emotions. And yeah, it's kind of an intuitive process. I just feel it. And I think the tone comes really naturally if the emotion is felt. I don't say like, oh, how could I sound angry? I actually try to feel angry. And then it's just natural. I think one thing that is important is a lot of times instead of going bigger, you go smaller. Because when people are really angry, they don't normally shout. They normally get really quiet. And so I think that just kind of making sure you're not trying to do it, but you actually just do it. And you observe. I think that when you're an actor, you observe people and you just kind of make mental notes like, what do people really sound like? What do people do when they're feeling this way? Like, in that way, your delivery is authentic. I think that the key is just slowing down because you don't want to over enunciate or it takes you out of the story. Especially with tech being so advanced, you don't have to over enunciate for people to understand what you were saying. But if you talk too fast, then everyone's going to miss your words. Like, you know what I mean? So if you actually just take your time and say the words, like people will hear what you're saying. You don't have to over enunciate or anything. Take the line, what are you doing here? 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 I mean, it changes it. And so I think that you don't always think about what word you're going to emphasize, but if you're just in the story and you know the meaning, it'll just happen naturally. And I have like the weirdest note thing that I do. A lot of times there's a tone shift in the story. Like, for example, like someone's just on a nice walk in the park and all of a sudden they see some shattered glass and then all of a sudden an assassin jumps out of a bush. I do a little squiggle line, like if it's about to get scary, so I know to change my tone. It's a very like, uh-oh, and then I do two squiggles if it's like really scary. I always have something called a scene partner. So often it's Emma Stone. I will like get a picture of this person on my desktop and I will tell the story to that person. And I never want to just be thinking about the words. I want to be thinking about the person I'm talking to. So I never exaggerate my speech because I think that also, I mean, no one likes being talked down to. No one. Like, you don't want to like just start talking to someone like they're a little kid because they will just automatically tune out. So I think that if you are authentically trying to tell a story to a specific person, that like, oh my gosh, something crazy just happened. Like those kinds of things just are natural. But if you think, oh, this is big, I will then make it very big. Like people are just gonna tune out. So I always just have a specific person I'm telling the story to.